This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. If you aren't expecting adult language, why even bother listening? Welcome, my friends, to the Should Never Ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapico.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 481, VAR-city Blues.
You know, honestly, I completely forgotten about the VAR aspects of this game until you just said that.
It was so much VAR.
Yeah.
Well, as we messaged back and forth, VAR giveth, VAR taketh away.
Yeah, it really did. All right, so Red Bulls with a 2-1 loss at New England, which we really should have realized it was New England. We weren't going to win.
No.
And most likely we were going to lose. We should have thought about that. Before we get into our thoughts, do you have the Blue Sky replies?
Yeah, a couple posts. Franchico said, Revs owe the Nealis family flowers, showing with that late, sloppy, and stupid challenge to cost them a penalty. Dylan was awful all game, slow, unsure, and every touch he managed to find the mathematical worst thing to do and did it immediately. Coronel, Forsberg, and Choupo-Moting deserved better. Agreed. And Ed Ritter said, horrendous first half, lucky to score, and Revs could have had 3 if not for Carlos. Also agreed. Second half adjustments were very good, except for Edwards still being on the field. Nevertheless, terrible loss. Those are the perfect 2 words to describe that game is terrible loss.
Yeah, it really is. All right, so usually we get into our likes and dislikes, and we'll start with dislikes. So Truman, you're up first. What do we dislike the most about this one?
Boy, oh boy, where do you start? Right? Where do you start? I don't know anything but going and talking about the Sean Nealis foul in the box, Listen, that is a penalty, right? We would have wanted it the same exact way called.
Yep.
If it was on us. What a absolutely just boneheaded play by a veteran defender. It was so unnecessary. It was so stupid to yet again lose another game to a shitty team at Gillette Stadium. They keep losing to this god-awful team up there. It blows my mind. They suck. And I mean, another 1-goal loss too, because they lost 1-0 last year in Foxborough. It's mind-numbing how bad they play when they go up there.
Yeah, the Revs at one point, I think it was at the end of the first half, had as many shots on goal in this game as they did the rest of the season. And I know that the season's only like 5 games in, but still.
Awful.
I mean, come on. My dislike, I guess, is just going to be the general defense because I don't know what we were doing. The offense is the offense at this point. It's basically repeat of last year. But I don't know. Defense is supposed to be better than this.
Yeah, I don't know what the code is to unlock for this team to finally find a right formula to score goals, and win games against bad teams handedly. I don't know.
And if I remember correctly, the goal we scored was like really lucky too. It wasn't even like we. Oh, that's right. Forsberg beat the offside trap. That's what it was.
If you want to get into the likes, because I will give that goal my like, because it was a great team effort goal. And Choupo-Moting with the finish, it was a great build up and it was a great goal. Where's more of that happening? It was the guys you wanted to touch the ball, right? Forsberg and Choupo-Moting being involved in that play. But there has to be more than just one a game. Has to be. These are your stud players. These are your goal scorers. These are the guys you're supposed to win these shitty games. Now, we talk about winning at home, of course, but, I mean, bad teams on the road. Fucking A, man. Like, just piss poor performance. Now, I'm still going back into dislikes.
Do we ever go to likes?
Well, yeah, I said
This
my like
question
is the
did.
goal. My like is that goal. It's the only thing to actually like about this entire game was that moment.
I don't know what to like. Aside from that we scored the goal, I don't know what there is to like.
That was it.
Maybe, okay, we complain about the games being early. How about the game being early so we don't have to waste, like, we don't have to be mad at night. Like, we
No,
have the rest of the day to get rid of that feeling.
you're right. I am okay with that. I will accept that. I was actually able to go home and watch the Mets game that night. So you are correct. That is something to like. And the
Mental
fact
health is
that
important.
right, and again, like I said, I was at work, so I got to watch a lot of it. But I could also distract myself too. So
Um, any afterthoughts for this one? Because honestly, I had nothing else to talk about in terms of likes.
yeah, well, I will tell you this. Sean Nealis really has to pay back is those fans that made the trip to that game, because I saw like on Instagram, I think it was on ESC's Instagram page, them showing taking the bus up to the game all super pumped and everything, and then that weather sucks. I don't know how bad it was in Foxborough, but I know where it was bad where I was in northern Mass and southern New Hampshire, where it was freezing rain, snow, sleet. I don't even know what the hell was going on, but it sucked. And I don't think it was much better in Foxborough. I don't think they were getting the weird snow that we got and freezing rain.
Well, they definitely got the rain at some point.
Man, I can't tell how many times these two teams play each other in Foxborough and the weather sucks. Just absolutely sucks. So there's that's who really, those are the real heroes, were those fans going up and sitting through that nonsense.
My only other afterthought is that I've talked about this before. Man, please just get the away audio feed. Not that they were bad, but I don't want to listen to the MLS guys on every road game. I want to just listen to the Red Bulls guys.
I just treat it like when you're watching the NFL. Right? The NFL just has national broadcasters. There's no homer announcers. That's how I did at this point, and we get lucky when we get Steve Cangelosi.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I was kind of hoping because it was a 2:30 game, we might get him again. Kind of a, hey, maybe he's just that, the 2:30 is just his time slot kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess not. Well, pain index still have not gotten around to doing that. So no pain index.
We got to do that on the Instagram, man.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do it.
I'll teach you.
Okay. Prediction standings. Neither of us got anything right. So.
Hey, we did correctly guess that they were going to score one goal.
That is true.
So we nailed that.
Should we give ourselves half points for that?
Right. They got one goal in that game.
All right. So next up then for the Red Bulls is a trip, or not trip. They'll be back home to take on a Chicago team under Greg Berhalter that is actually winning. Because that's exactly what we need when we suck against teams anyway.
Yeah.
That game is Saturday, April 5th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Chicago comes in with a 3-2-1 record, 11 points, plus 3 goal difference, fourth in the Eastern Conference. Their last 5, they have not lost, draw, win, draw. So great form for a visiting team coming to Red Bull Arena. Predictions, Truman, you're up first. What do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
First, I'm going to look at the weather. So let's look that up. So I'm not fucking around anymore. All right. Saturday, 50 degrees, partly cloudy, chance of rain. Well, we know they're not going to score a lot of goals. So that's the one thing we know. We play Chicago pretty well at home despite their excellent form right now. So, oh God, think. Can we keep them out of the goal? I don't know. Can we fucking win a game at home? I don't know. I'm going to be very confident. I'm going to give them the 2-1 win in this. No other reason that I think that they are playing at home. They can't play any worse. I mean, they could, but I don't see them playing worse than they did up in their fucking house of horrors in Foxborough. I think they have enough in them to realize that they fucked up a lot and they can actually recover and win a home game.
I mean, it's not like you could score negative goals, right?
Right.
I'm not confident. We squeaked by against Toronto. And I just realized I never played this for the game in New England.
It's fucking embarrassing!
Which,
that's just a given, right?
Yeah. Which has a new image on my soundboard, which I got to share with Truman after the show. But yeah. Last week I was talking about the soundboard. I started this week putting images in for myself. So I'm making sure I understand what's going on here. I don't know if I trust this team enough to beat Chicago. I mean, they should at least draw at home. They should, in theory, win at home. I just honestly don't know, because our offense sucks. Even if New England was just, we've had some bad defensive lapses, but they've always just been like one-offs.
Yeah.
So I think we could put together 90 minutes, but if the defense isn't there, then it doesn't really matter. Or sorry, if the offense isn't there, then you're not winning. I'm not going to be super pessimistic, because I don't want to be, but I don't think they're going to win. I think if anything, it's going to be an ugly 1-1 draw. Just somehow they'll squeak it out, but I do not have confidence that they can pull out a win right now.
Well, I mean, if they put in another piss poor performance, then I think both you and I are both going to really seriously look at this team and adjust predictions accordingly. Right now, I still have the faith in the team about winning at home.
At some point, we'll pull out Pat's old strategy of just reverse jinxing them that it won't actually work.
Right.
All right. Anything else for the Chicago match?
No.
Okay. New York Red Bulls 2. They thankfully won their last match 3-2 against New York City FC 2. They are 2-1-0. It's undefeated so far in MLS Next Pro. 7 points, plus 2 goal difference. Number 5 in the Eastern Conference. Next matchup is, I'm assuming it's Chicago number 2, but it's Chicago FC United.
Okay.
Yeah, because, what is one nomenclature taken from Europe, but 2?
Right, let's just fucking throw 2 on it.
Why not throw
they might as well be Inter or Sporting on there.
Chicago FC City United something?
Sporting Chicago City United International FC.
Intercity Chicago FC City United.
Yeah. 2.
Sorry, you said international, made me think Inter, so that's why.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the next match. Gotham FC 0-0 at home against Houston. So they record is 2-1, 2 points, minus 2 goal difference, number 12 in the NWSL. Next matchup is they will host North Carolina Courage this Sunday, April 13th at 4 p.m. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's the 13th. Is not this weekend. I just got so used to saying this weekend. So apparently they're off for a week. Then it'll be April 13th. We make absolutely sure that that's right. I could have misread Google again. Yep, they're off for a week.
All right, and you saw the big news is from Gotham FC is that they lost defender Tierna Davidson for the year with an ACL injury. So that's not great either.
I saw she was hurt. I did not know it was an ACL. That sucks.
Yep, so season ender right there.
I know you know this. I don't remember if I ever talked about it on the show, but 2 years ago I sprained an MCL and another ligament. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but that sucked. I can only imagine what an ACL tear is like.
Yeah. That's Triple H, he knows.
Yeah. All right. With that, it is time for the F1 update.
And box now, box forward. Stay out. Fuck! Why?
I mean, nothing big, obviously. No race this past weekend. They are in Japan this weekend. I guess the only real news is that Liam Lawson officially welcomed to whatever you want to call Visa Cash App RB team.
They've been calling them Racing Bulls this year.
Okay, yeah, so Racing Bulls, whatever, Visa Cash App, blah, 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 blah. But aside from that, right, in Japan this weekend, again, Yuki's first race with Red Bull. So it should be interesting. And they got a beautiful car. Beautiful car. If you haven't seen it, go check it out for the race. So there you go.
Yep. Special livery for that says tribute to Honda, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
And it makes you wish they just did that all year round, because that's a different look to it. Then it'd be too much like Racing Bulls, so they can't do that.
Right.
All right. Next on the agenda is the dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
Honestly, I don't have much for dumping ground.
I don't either. I'm going to say this, and this is not going to be a political thing. We're not going to go on and on about politics, as we try to avoid that on this show. But I will give a shout out to New Jersey's own Cory Booker for his record-breaking 25-hour-long talk in Congress. That was pretty cool. Standing the whole time, sipping water, no food breaks, no bathroom breaks. I don't know if he had wearing a Depends, or he had a tube running somewhere.
Stadium Pal, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, that thing. I think there was one called like the it's called like the pit pouch for if you go to a concert, you put one in. It's completely ridiculous. But I think Cory Booker's awesome. I've always liked him since he's been the mayor of Newark. And to do something like that and beat Strom Thurmond's record, who was railing against the fucking Civil Rights Act. So I will say, this isn't political, but Strom Thurmond can fucking rot in his grave. But hey, awesome Jersey thing, awesome record to beat for positive things. I loved it. Do you have any sports stuff? That's pretty much all I had.
I mean, we're recording this a day earlier than usual, right? So there's probably something that would have happened tomorrow that we would have talked about. So we're light on the sports stuff. I mean,
yeah, baseball's just getting started. The Mets look.
So baseball, I don't know why, but it just triggered my head. The SEC, this is college baseball, has a rule that says no new inning is allowed to start after, I think it was 4:30 p.m.
I'm sorry?
So that way the visiting team has enough time to travel back to their school.
So no new inning can start
after 4:30.
So if it's in the bottom of the sixth and ends and it's 4:30, the game's over?
I assume there's some you got to reach this inning for it to be an official game type thing, but yes, basically.
Weird.
Now here's the thing. This is a rule I'm used to from when I used to umpire Little League.
Sure.
Because it's Little League. You can't let the games go forever. They would.
Right.
But the reason I heard about this is it was Kentucky as the away team at I think it was Texas A&M. And they were up 5. I forget which inning it was. Maybe like the 7th or 8th inning. And their pitcher literally took up as much of the pitch clock as possible. They had a mound visit to waste because they had 2 minutes left before 4:30. They had one out. They had one out to go at the end of the inning. So they just wasted time. So the third out would come after 4:30.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They're students, I guess. I mean, right? They want them to travel back.
That's why the rule exists. But
right.
Such a weird use of the rule.
It is, and of all the time, 4:30, couldn't go to 5. No, 6 o'clock, no good.
Well, I assume they're starting their games at
1 probably. I would
1:30 or something like that. So it's
right.
At that point it's a 3-hour game. Which, come on,
right?
Games with the pitch clock, you should be quicker than that. But yeah, it's just a weird thing that I saw happen.
That's very strange.
I honestly can't think of anything else to talk about for dumping ground.
No, not a lot going on.
Yeah. All right. With that, then it's time for the last segment of the show. Truman's terrible team of the week.
That's terrible.
I mean, we were pretty terrible. Again, there wasn't anything really crazy going on in MLS last weekend, but I guess the only thing I can think of, and apparently, I mean, this team's off to a good start, but I will give LAFC the terrible team of the week, again, being a perennial playoff contender and losing to expansion team San Diego 3-2. Yes, you're on the road, and San Diego, again, is having a great start. They are 3-2-1. But right, big bad LAFC losing to a new rival in their freshman season. I'd say that's pretty embarrassing.
Isn't that both LA teams losing to San Diego?
You are
in
correct.
The first few weeks of the season.
You're correct. LA lost in their own building, right, and this was the LAFC on the road in San Diego.
That's right. The LA Galaxy lost in their home opener in the opening week of the year, where they were celebrating their MLS Cup victory.
Yep.
We're only 21 minutes in. I feel like this should be a longer episode, but I didn't really want to talk much about the New England match. So
no, it was fucking terrible.
It's fucking embarrassing!
Not what we use this one for, but
I mean, if you want to talk about something, I've gone back to following Swindon Supermarine in the Southern Premier Division South.
oh god, that's a callback if we ever had one.
Yeah, so if you'd like to know how they're doing, they're 17th out of 22 teams in the again Southern Premier Division South.
That's technically not part of the football league, right?
Correct.
Like it's like 2 levels down from the football league, I think.
Yeah, they're way down there. I don't remember who your team was, but I could certainly look at where they would have been if you remembered who they were.
I had to look at the list of teams. I don't remember off the top of my head. What was it? You said the Southern
That's
Premier
right.
League South?
Yes. Not to be confused with the Southern Premier Division Central or the Northern Premier Division or the Isthmian Premier Division. That's where you would find the Cray Valley Paper Mills or the Cray Wanderers.
What was it, your team?
Swindon Supermarine.
Okay, that's not. Okay, so I found. Let's see if I look at the list of teams. None of these are raising it are in the. Hold on, am I in the right? That's why I'm in the league. Because when Google brought up the table, it brought up the table for everything non-league in one shot. So.
If you have a ridiculous team in one of the tiers of the United Kingdom, let us know. We will update their score results on the show.
I feel like
give us like a
team,
7th Division Ghana team. It has to be. I'm going to hold it to has to play in somewhere in England.
Was it Gosport Borough? Might be Gosport. Or I know. I feel like that was Pat's because Gosport Borough has the ship as its logo.
I wish someone rooted for Havant and Waterlooville.
Or Hungerford Town?
Bedford Town. So if you're a fan of Plymouth Parkway, you just let us know.
Oh God. All right, hold on. I'm gonna look at the other leagues. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be in any of these other leagues either. Maybe whichever team I picked actually got promoted.
It's possible. I know Swindon Supermarine's not getting promoted, but I am now just following that Instagram. And you know what? I think the Red Bull Rant's going to follow him on Instagram too.
Hold on. Let me look at the non-league Division 1. Maybe it got demoted. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, I see what happens. They changed their name at some point. Okay, yeah, I'd have to look at the list of teams to try to figure it out. But I don't know what mine is. I don't even talk about that. It was like, what, 3 or 4 years ago at this point?
Yeah, probably 3 seasons ago. But right now, Red Bull Rant is now following. They're following them now too. Swindon Supermarine. There we are. Yeah, I'm gonna follow them too. Maybe we'll get one of their star forwards on the show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did that on Twitter a while back.
We did, but now we're following on Instagram too.
Now I wonder if I have to log into Twitter just to find if I was following that team.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I'll worry about that.
Let's see if we can get star player Harry Williams on the podcast for Swindon Supermarine. Harry, Williams. I bet we can. I bet we can get Harry Williams on the show.
See, what was the name again? Harry what?
His name is Harry Williams.
He doesn't even show up on Google's list of players.
Well, he has a private Instagram account. You know what?
You're gonna reach out to him, aren't you?
Yeah, we're gonna follow him. We're gonna give him a little follow request. Let's see if Harry Williams follows us back on our Instagram page, and then I'm gonna send him a message, and I'm gonna say, listen, buddy, we hear you're the leading scorer for Swindon Supermarine, and we want to get you on the show. What do we have to do to make this work? What time would we have to do the show, though? That's the real question.
Oh, last time we tried to
that big time difference.
Last time we tried to do, we had people from England. I think it was like, well, in fairness, they stayed up late, so I think we still managed to do it like a reasonable hour for us. But you're right; it would have to be like.
It'd have to be early because we can't have like a premier athlete, you know, that actually. I mean, I don't know what else he does for work. I don't know if this is his full-time job. It's. You never know though, but we are going to give it a shot.
So according to their website, leading. Oh, actually, never mind. Because the sort did not work the way I thought it would. Did not realize Harry Williams has 87 goals in 149 appearances for them.
You know what? He has a big Instagram. He has a big Wikipedia page.
There you go.
We're gonna get this to happen. We're gonna make this happen, everybody.
Now there we go. The Patreon exclusive will be at least for a week.
This guy.
All right. With that. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month gets you exclusive content, possibly an interview with Swindon Supermarine star Harry Williams. We'll see how that works out. I want to thank our producers, Jeremiah Dempster, Steven Santos, Eddie Delecto. You can email us, redbullrant@gmail.com, if you want to call and get your voice on the show, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant, on Blue Sky at Red Bull Rant for the show, at Dr. Stoosh, myself at the Truman for Truman, Instagram, Threads, Red Bull Rant, Facebook too, which we don't really do, but subscribe to our show via iTunes, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
Yeah, two things. Why is it so hard to find their merch page on their website? Do you think you'd make that should be like right at the top? Boom, you click and you buy a jersey from them, because I want to see how much their jerseys are. That being said, it would be fucking great if this team can get their shit together, put together a real strong 90 minutes, not a barely beat Toronto FC at home 90 minutes, a strong 90 minutes against what seems to be a decent team so far this year, the Chicago Fire. You are home. Their fans literally just chant one word over and over again. You have to come into this game, beat down their asses, and win.
Which, by the way, did you find Swindon's shop? Because I did.
No, where is it? I'm on the main page.
Go to fans information, and it's called Macaron Store.
Oh, okay. All right.
They got their home kit for 45 pounds, which I'm not sure what that is.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's nothing. You think they ship?
Yeah, see if you can get it in before the tariffs hit.
Yeah, there's gonna be a tariff on fucking football jerseys. Yeah, I better do that. Good.
So right now that is $59 pre-tax.
That's a steal.
It's like when I went to England and I got my Everton kit over there because it was like half the price of an MLS jersey.
So the question is, what size? What do I order it in? Size XXL, because it is England shirt sizes.
So I got to double check. I'm pretty sure mine is like 2 up, if I remember correctly. I got to double check my shirt, but I think it's like 1 or 2 sizes higher than ours. So, for example, like a 3XL would be a 2XL here, kind of thing.
All right, we're going to look into this. We're going to look into this, everybody, and we're going to see how much it costs. Or maybe I get one of those sweet tracksuit jackets. Damn.
Oh, is this it looks like it's a personalized jersey too.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want to walk around with a Swindon jersey that has a Monday Groundwork Limited ad on the back?
Yeah, and this weirdly, clearly not just like superimposed on the picture,
yeah,
front sponsor. That's clearly not just a square that they drew on. Like, Come on, guys.
Wouldn't surprise me if the literal jersey is actually just a big white square on an off-white shirt.
Well,
All
let's
right.
just like everybody.
Yep. I gotta find out who my wait. You know what?
Dig back and find your team.
You know what? I see an image from an actual game. That jersey, as much as it looks weird on the store, it looks like it's a white box on an off-white jersey. Like the actual jersey, that's how it looks.
All right. Okay. We'll take your word for it.
All right. Anyway, enough Swindon Town Supermarine for this episode. For Truman and myself, this has been episode 481 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
See you later.